and if I could just say that I'm mindful that we're still in the process of speaking to these children. As I said earlier, that's a delicate and time-consuming interviews that we're trying to extract exactly what they've seen. And we're very anxious to provide the most accurate information we can without misleading anyone in any way. But if I go back to and return to what the witnesses have told us about the van, they describe it as a small van, small on the front and large at the back. So that could be interpreted as something similar to a Ford Connect van, something like a Land Rover, and also that April got into the driver's side. Now that may well be that she got in with the driver, but of course that could mean that it's a left-hand drive vehicle. So I'm anxious to focus people's minds on that. The colour hasn't changed, that's as we initially gave it, grey, but again we're mindful that it was dusk, there's street lighting, and that can affect people's interpretation of colours. So I would repeat the plea I made earlier, that if you were in the area of Brynagog Estate last night around 7 p.m, or in fact Machynlleth, if any of those further descriptions of vehicles triggers anything with you, or if you have any information that you feel may be of assistance, regardless of how trivial or small you may think it is, it could be that vital piece that we are waiting for. So I would urge you to contact us on the dedicated Child Rescue Alert line, which is 0300 2000 333. And if I may repeat that, 0300 2000 333. We are anxious to hear from you.
David Crabtree from Sky News. How many children are being interviewed? We may have seen this, and were there any others who saw it?
Well, what we do know is April was in the company of friends that evening, some of whom left early, and there's certainly one individual that was with her when the abduction took place. So we're speaking to all of those. That started, as I said earlier, last night. That will recommence today. It's delicate. We have to be mindful of the impact it has on those children, but they are providing us with vital information.
Sophie Woodcock, BBC News. When was the last time that her parents saw her before she went missing?
Well, she'd gone out. She was seen by her parents earlier that evening. She was last seen, and we are confident of this sighting at this stage, just around 7 p.m, when she got into the vehicle that I've described, into the driver's door of a vehicle that's been described as small at the front and large at the back, so something similar to a small van, possibly a Land Rover.
Can you tell us what she was doing at the time she was abducted? There's been reports that she was riding a bike, others that she was at a friend's house and was crossing the road. Can you tell us what was happening?
They were playing on the estate, and she lives on that same estate, so it's very close to where she lives.
Stephen Douglas, ITV News, just wondering, how are April's family?
Well, clearly it would be every family's worst nightmare to suffer a child go missing in these circumstances. We've got dedicated, trained officers providing support to April. We've had staff with her family from the outset, and that is again a vital part of the investigation, and keeping them updated on progress and providing them with the support that they clearly need.
Do you think that this was someone that didn't know April was driving this van, or could it be another stranger?
Well, we're keeping an open mind. We're pursuing all lines of inquiry. There's clearly April has got into the vehicle. There's nothing to suggest otherwise. So we are mindful of the circumstances that led up to that. I'm unable to give too much information because it is early days in the inquiry, and we are anxious that the information I am able to give is something that we can confirm. We're not sure of her whereabouts at the moment. We're concentrating our efforts. All the best advice from experts, previous experience, all the research would suggest you start concentrating your searches and efforts in the immediate vicinity of where they were last seen, and you start working outwards, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Were there any concerns about anybody being around the area before that?
No, we've got nothing that's significant in that respect. You've got normal sightings and lines of inquiry now that would come in where people may be concerned. What we're doing is sifting through that, and we're narrowing our investigation around what we do know, and it's around the description of the vehicle.
Do you reckon April was led to the car or vehicle, or whether she walked there herself?
I'm unable to be specific on exactly the circumstances, because obviously what we've got is the initial account from the child witness, but the indications are that she got into the vehicle willingly.
When were police alerted, and when did you begin to treat this as an actual abduction?
There was the initial report obviously was responded to last night, but it was pretty soon after that we were treating this as an abduction last night. Yeah.
Has the child witness been able to give you any detail in terms of a description of the person that may have been in the car, as well as the car itself?
We've had a very early initial description. I'm not really comfortable to release that at this stage, because I want to develop that further.
So how do you develop the investigation now?
Well, obviously we've got to re-interview the child witnesses. We've got a number of people who live in that area. The traditional house-to-house inquiries, as has been mentioned in my previous statement. Obviously you've got CCTV, both municipal and private. We've got a number of cameras that cover road networks, so we are pursuing all the obvious lines of inquiry.
Sarah Bowie, Radio Havering. Do you still need volunteers to help with the search?
We have been very reassured by the response from the local community. That is a difficult task, coordinating. People are anxious to help, and we're very, very grateful for that help. But what we've got to try to do is ensure that that is coordinated, it is focused in a structured manner, and that we are utilising the assistance of the public in a means and a coordinated way that will give us the best possible chance of finding April, which is our priority.
Are you asking people to check their CCTV, and how useful can that be?
Well, we've got staff already recovering CCTV. Obviously, if somebody has any footage that they feel may be of assistance, if it matches the description of the vehicle I've given, if it's of any movements in and around that time, 7 p.m. last night, then we would be anxious for people to come forward.
How many people have come forward so far with information?
We've had a significant number of pieces of information, members of the public approaching us, and as well as you're well aware, we've got media, Twitter, there's a Twitter account. We've got a number of means of gathering information, and the dedicated line with assistance from other forces to manage the call handling. That we are sifting through that now.
Do the chances of finding April diminish as time passes? It's important to get this done as quickly as possible.
It's certainly important to get it done as quickly as possible. I don't want to speculate on any likely outcome. What I would say is, the sooner we find her, the better.
Can you just confirm if there's any signs of a struggle when April got into the car?
There's nothing, like I said, it's very difficult to give an exact account of what happened. There's nothing to suggest at this stage that there was a struggle when she got into the car.
Are you working with other forces at this time, or are you still just concentrating on the local area?
Yeah, no, we are working. We have been through the night. We've had assistance from our neighbouring Welsh forces. We've had assistance from some of the English forces as well around the utilisation of the Child Rescue Alert Line. So we are using and utilising the services of specialist advisors from the National Police Improvement Agency. And all of this will hopefully provide us with the reassurance that we are progressing this in the best possible means. I'm anxious. I need to get back. So I'll take one more question.
Just asking how the family are coping.
Well, the family, as you would imagine, are it must be their worst nightmares, as you would expect. So it's a very, very difficult time for them. But we do have specialist advisors with them, and we will provide them with all the support we can. Thanks very much.